Now, even though the dimensions for this hole and its location are correct, typically holes just don't end abruptly like this. They're shown with a triangular shape at the end, which represents the the drill bit. When a drill goes in and creates a hole, it creates a cone at the end, and that's what we're going to recreate now. So let me just draw a line, and I will make this hidden as well. So I'll go from this corner, and it's 30 degrees is what it is. So we need to rotate around. Make sure you have your polar tracking turned on. So there's 15, 30. Do the same thing from this side. 15, 15, 30. And then trim. Okay, so that's what it should look like at the end. All right, so this is with the exception of the center lines and center marks, this is what the front and right side views should look like. And let me turn off the construction layer so we can take a look at that. All right, so that's what that looks like. So we can use the information from these two views to create a top view. Okay, so let's do that. So I want to draw a line straight up, and I'm going to do this from every point of interest is what I'm going to do. This is called a projection. That's what we're going to work on now. So I think a little bit easier than what we were doing. But you have to have a certain amount of information before that'll be helpful to you. And I want to do the same thing with this view. I'm not going to worry about that hole until the very end. Now from this corner, I want to draw a 45-degree angle. So make sure you use your tracking. 15, 30, 45. It has to be exactly 45 degrees. It can't be close. It has to be exact. Okay. The reason why is because a 45 degree will transfer depth dimensions from the right side view to the top view. Anything other than 45, even 45.01 degrees, will cause errors in the top view. So TR, enter, and I want to get rid of that, and then I want to, from these endpoints, okay, and then just to clean it up a little bit, trim off the excess here and here. So between the views that we've already drawn and the view given in the book, I have a pretty good idea of what the object should look like from the top, and our grid will help us draw it accurately. So let me just go in and start. I need to project one more line there from this point. That needs to be in the construction layer. Well, I am having a hard time with that line. Okay, so let me go to my visible layer. Now, I can tell that we have an angled surface there. Okay, there's a that was created by the 45-degree angle. I know that it goes from here, and if you'll follow these lines, it goes up it starts off on 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll do the same thing here. Starts off on 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So once it reaches there, and I'm also looking at this view, it goes to this point. Well, why this point? Okay. Let me just go ahead and close it up and show you. Here's the back of the object. Okay, if this short line here will be the same as this line in this view. This line is the same as this line in this view. Okay, the lengths are exactly the same because of the 45-degree angle. See, in my properties palette here, length 1.24. If I click on this line, length 1.24. If I click on this line, length 0.5. This line, length 0.5. They both start off on the back edge, so all I have to do at that point, those three lines are easy enough to draw, and then for the fourth line I can just connect the dots basically. Okay, so that's how you project views with a miter line. All right, so now let me create the top surface of the object. So that goes to here. Why does it stop here? Because that's where the top surface stops in the front view. Okay, then it goes out to here. Why does it stop here? Because it does the same thing in the right side view, and then back to the beginning. Okay, now we create the angled surface here. The angled surface goes from here and stops here. See, it does here, and then it goes to here, or does it? Yeah, and then back to here. Okay, and then finally the flat surface on the end. Okay, now let's see, where to next? We'll pick up here where we left off, and then it goes all the way to the front of the object, which you can see is here. That's why I stopped on this line. See how you follow the line around? Okay, and then it goes to here. Why does it stop here? Well, because it stops here in this view. Okay, and then it goes back. Now remember, this hidden line shows this recessed area here. Okay, so it'll go back to where this hidden line is. So let's follow this around. So it'll go back that far, and then it will go to here because that's where the recessed area stops in the front view. Then it goes back to the front of the object, and then it jogs over as it does here, and then it goes to this line. Alright, and then back to here, and then finally back to where we were. Okay, so that's what the top view looks like. Let me turn those construction lines off. Okay, so easy enough. Alright, let me turn it back on. Not quite done yet. Now, the hole, the center of our hole, lines up with this construction line, which goes through here. Now, the hole will have the exact same dimensions in the, if you think about this for a little bit, will have the exact same dimensions in the front and top views. So all I have to do is I can just copy the hole drawn here. Oh, you know what I should do first though? Let me draw the center line. I will draw that center line from the point here, perpendicular. Now center lines extend beyond the edge. Okay, so let me lengthen that. I will use the lengthen command, LEN, enter, and let me type DE, enter for delta. So I want to make this 0.25 longer. This is approximately what a center line should extend beyond the edge, is 0.25. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes, or most times it does. Okay, so that's what the center line should look like. So let me copy the hole and the center line there. I will snap at the intersection, and then I will follow this line up and over and place it in the same location there. Oops, I must have forgot a line. No problem. Okay, so that's where the hole belongs there. And here we have our, looks like completed front, top, and right side views. Oh, we need to add the center line here. So to do this, go to the Annotate tab. Under Dimensions, you can see the dim center is the command alias, or you can just click on the button here, and then click on the outside of the circle, and that gives you a nice center mark. Okay, so that's our front, top, and right side views, and now we will jump right into our isometric view. And let I'm going to go to the Home tab. I will go to my visible layer. Now, almost never will you